Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Marvel United, published by CMON Games. Marvel United is a 1 to 4 player game where you're cooperatively trying to take out a villain before he gets to complete his evil schemes. Let's go ahead down to the table here. I'll give you a general idea how the game plays, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, so this is Marvel United. In Marvel United, what you're going to do is you're going to set up the game based on the player count. So you're going to pick a villain. There's 3 different villains you can pick from in the game. You can do Ultron, Taskmaster, or in this case Red Skull. You're going to take a look at the player board here, and you're going to set the number of health equal to your player counts. In this case, we're playing 4 players, so this is going to have 11 health. You also set the villain plot track to 0 and place those on there. You also put out 6 random locations, and you'll get the threat deck from the villain and place 1 in each location. For every location that has a villain in it, you will see how much health the villain's supposed to have, or henchman in this case. Place it on there, and then place one of the tokens on there showing that there's a villain or a henchman there, because you're going to need to clear these threats as you go throughout the game. Now, is there another side to this one? Yeah, sorry. I wanted this side. And I knock things down. So now everyone's going to pick their heroes, and there's a good bit of heroes that come with the game. So there's 7 different heroes that you can pick from in the base game. And they're going to get a special deck for each of these heroes. Once everyone's done that, they're going to draw 3 cards, have them in their hand, and they're ready to go for when their turn comes around. Now what's going to happen is, to start out the game, the villain's going to flip over a card first. So you're going to do this one. So the villain is going to move 4. So going to move clockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the villain's going to do any BAM effect that is in that area or on here. So the BAM effect for this one is deal 1 damage to each hero in Red Skull's location and increase the fear track by 2. This is the fear track. So the fear track's going to go up by 2. And the villain is in each of these locations, their BAM effects will go off. These are always bad for the heroes. There's no heroes where there's any henchmen currently. Then you're going to place out either the civilians or the little tiny henchmen. I don't know what they're called. They're called thugs. So you can place the thugs out. So in his location, you're going to place 2, and then you're going to place 1 on either location adjacent to it. All right. So I'll place 2 here and 1 here. Now, if any of these locations you can't place 1, you would look at what the overflow is for the villain, and that will immediately occur. If a civilian or if a thug token can't be added to the location, increase the fear track for 1 for each token that couldn't be added. So this one just bringing up the fear. So heroes need to clear these out. So this will be placed down, and now what's going to happen is 3 heroes will be able to go, and then the villain will go again. And you're going to go in turn order. So let's say it's Captain Marvel's turn. She's going to draw a card, and then you're going to pick one of these cards and play it. Now, this card lets me do any 3 actions. This card lets me move and do heroic action, and this one lets me move twice, and this one lets me fight. You also sometimes have hero-specific bonuses. Now, if you play hero-specific bonus, they don't get to be used by the other hero, which I'll show you in a second. So let's say I'm not in a position to really do anything. So let's say I want to move twice. So I will play this card, and Captain Marvel can move twice. And I sort of want to go over to where the threats are building, so I'm going to move over here. All right, so that's the end of my turn. I drew 1, I played 1. Now, let's say it is going to be Iron Man's turn. So Iron Man has these cards, and Iron Man can play this. So he not only does he get to play 2 fight, but he gets to use the previous hero's card. So I get to, Captain Marvel can go 2 spaces, or not Captain Marvel, Iron Man can go 2 spaces and then hit twice. And now I can either take 2 of these thugs out. So I think I'm going to take 2 thugs out, and these thugs will go here. I could have instead damaged this villain, but I don't quite want to yet. I want to try to get this under control because I'm trying to get these unlocked. When I get these unlocked, I'll get benefits because I get closer to being able to hurt the villain. Right now I can't hit the villain. So when I unlock the first one, it's bad because heroes can only play 2 hero cards before another villain card gets popped up. But when I get my second unlock, so you may want to time these a little bit, when I get the second unlock, I can actually start hurting the villain. If I actually get the third unlock, which is not necessarily, all the heroes draw an extra card, and it helps us out. So that's that. And we're going to have, and let's say Captain America took his turn. He gets to do the anything ability, so that I can do whatever I want, any of the 3 actions, and I get to do 2 fighting. So probably be move, fight, or whatever we want. And then the villain will go again. There'll be 3 heroes, then a villain, 3 heroes, then a villain. And that'll go on for the rest of the game until you hit this, and then be 2 heroes and a villain. Now, one of the actions I didn't explain was the heroic action. So if I'm, let's say, in this location and I do a heroic action, I simply just get to place one of these guys here. And that's good. Now, how do heroes take damage? So let's say it's now Red Skull's turn, and he has a BAM. So he's going to move twice, 1, 2, and then do the BAM effect, which is move his fear track up 2. And this guy will now attack him. He will deal 2 damage to each hero in this location. Any heroes can prevent this by taking 2 crisis tokens, which we don't necessarily want to do. So instead, I would lose 2 cards. They would be discarded out of my hand. Now, if I don't have any cards, my hero becomes knocked out, doesn't get affected by anything, and on my turn, I will draw 4 cards and stand them up. So basically, that's how damage works throughout the game. What's bad that can happen in the game is how do the heroes lose the game? Well, the heroes can lose the game by one of the heroes running out of cards. So if he has no cards to draw, no cards in hand, the hero's knocked out and the game ends. The other thing that can happen is the villain gets to the end of their threat track, they complete their master plan, and they win. The other way to lose is the villain runs out of cards. Then the villain wins. How to win? You have to defeat the villain. So the only way you're going to defeat the villain is by completing these objectives, unlocking the objectives to be able to hit the villain. When you hit the villain, you're going to have to do 11 damage. And you're going to need to do this before you run out of cards. So there's a bunch of time limits on this game. And it's a very simple flow for the game. So that, in a nutshell, is how you play Marvel United. Let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this game. So I love Marvel United. Marvel United system is amazing. It's so straightforward and so simple to teach, yet gives you a lot of strategic choices throughout the game. I like that I believe it comes with 8 locations with the game, and you can shuffle them out and you'll have 6 different locations on there. I like the threat decks that come with each of the villains, and I like the combination of having like 3 villains in the base game. I think that's a good amount. I like all the heroes they get with it, and I like the Marvel theme a lot. There's a lot to love about this game. I love how you can predict basically what's going to happen. You got 3 heroes, 1 villain, 3 heroes, 1 villain. And I really like that you can chain your previous hero's card with the new hero's card, with the exception you can't use the hero ability, but that's fine. I also didn't mention, but it doesn't matter if the cards are between a villain or not. You still get to use the previous hero's card. So you can do a lot of table talk on how you want to plan this and say, hey, you know what? What do we want to do? We want to get rid of these threats. Can you help me out? And they'll be like, come on, here's the card. And you can go. Fun in that it's also a very fluid, fast game. The game has a lot of tension building up because you got to get those threats taken care of and cleared so you can hit the villain. The villain's deck's running low. Your deck's running low. You're having a hard time getting over to those minions, and you need to get those minions cleared. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of different objectives each person can do just to, as a team, try to cooperate in killing the villain. Just a lot of really cool stuff. And again, I just really, really like this system. I'm definitely putting this in my collection. I'm definitely going to probably get more of these guys. I definitely want to check out X-Men United, which I hear you could just mix and match into this game. I like the X-Men also. I like the Marvel theme. Really, really great game. I can't highly recommend Marvel United enough. If you're looking for a Marvel-themed game where you're going to cooperatively fight, this is probably the game for you. So that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.